96,000 email subscribers sitting on your Klaviyo account, and only 6% of your total revenue is from Klaviyo. This is the situation that we faced with when we started to work with a mid-seven-figure e-commerce company who generates $5 million annual revenue, but only 6% of their total revenue is from Klaviyo. This was a tough job, but by month 9 we could generate an extra $1.2 million for this brand based on Klaviyo's attribution. In this video, guys, I will walk you through the exact process how we turned around this account and we got from 6% from email marketing total revenue beyond 25% for this seven-figure brand. Okay, so this Ecom brand sells pet products mostly in the US, and the big problem was that this 96,000 subscribers, while it sounds like a great number, it wasn't really an asset, but more like a liability. There were 3 red flags that we identified in their list. So first of all, they had terrible engagement rates. Open rates were very low, below 20%. Click rates were also bad, high unsubscribe and bounce rates. So it tells me list quality is just shit. Second, freebie hunter lead generation. These guys, while they had a high conversion rate on their pop-ups, this was the typical, if you know Wheelio or this Lucky Wheel types of pop-ups that they used. And this pop-up usually has a great conversion rate, even 15-20%. It's not something unique. Like, I can see this a lot, guys. But the problem with this is that not every conversion is a good conversion. So it's not just about the numbers. You really have to think about human psychology. Like, okay, I converted this lead, but they will become a returning customer and profitable customer for my brand in the long run or not. And this is where the problem lies. So guys, the problem is when you have these types of pop-ups and you tell people that, let's play a game or you will get something, but first you need to subscribe, and then you have all of these wheels. Some wheels, they even show 50% off. So people, they just subscribe with their email or even phone number expecting that they will get 50% off, while that's not the case. Some guys, they eventually give away like 5% off. So the subscriber will never open that freaking email if you just, give them 5% in the end. Yeah, the conversion rate is huge, especially if you tell people to subscribe first and then they can get something huge. But those conversions, they will never convert into actual buyers or even engaged email subscribers. For this brand, the conversion rate was 16-17% in the pop-up. Eventually, only 4% of people, they purchased from email. And besides that, the other problem, you will have a huge list of subscribers, but quality is just shit. So it's not just about how much they actually buy, but also you will have spam rate issues because most people, they will not open your emails. And this tells Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail that your emails, they suck. While actually it's not the case, it's just quality of your email list. So that was number 2. Number 3, I will talk about the latest. So simply that email flows, they were very short and they had only a few. That's the other problem that they had. So they were just too short to engage people. And that's something we had to work on later. When we started working with them in July, then it was $35,000 from email, which was only 6%. And over time, by October, 3 months later, it got 25%. That was a huge increase. We hit $100,000 for the first time from email. And then by November, which is the biggest month for this brand, we hit 200,000 plus revenue only from email marketing and mostly from flows. Guys, if you have an e-commerce brand and if you face similar issue that you have a list or you want to grow your list, you don't know how, or you just don't have the time to do it properly and you want to work on your flows, campaigns, sign-up process, feel free to reach out to me and I put a link on top of the description of this video and we can talk. In the past few years, we have more than 200 e-commerce brands to generate an extra 9-figure amount revenue. Now let's back to our main topic. Okay, so how we got these results? First of all, the Lucky Wheel type pop-up. So we killed this pop-up and we replaced it with a 3-step system. So first pop-up is simply a yes or no question. Do you want to subscribe? And this usually increases the subscription rate because this works on the principle of micro-engagement. Instead of asking for the email right away, you rather ask them a yes or no question. They give you a yes or no. Most people, they will give a no actually, but many, they will say yes. And once they do, you ask for the email, but also you tell them what they get if they subscribe to your email list. So we are transparent and upfront about this, what they will get. It's not just some scammy, Lucky Wheel pop up and we don't tell them what what they will get if they subscribe. No, we are upfront what they will get. And then the third window, when they subscribe, it's a thank you message. We tell them to check their inbox. As simple as that. From day one, we could see a huge increase in the quality of new subscribers. So the conversion rate of pop-up actually decreased. It went down. We had fewer subscribers, but the revenue per new subscriber, it increased. So actually the new pop-up only had around 8-9% of conversion rate, not 16-17%. But the revenue per recipient, it increased by almost 3x on mobile, and on desktop almost 5x, above 4x for desktop subscribers. And I will show you on the screen this welcome flow. So there was the old welcome flow. Open rate was not bad, 41%, 4% click rate, 2.9% purchase rate, and almost 20,000 subscribers in 30 days. And email 2 had only 0.5% conversion rate. And then we had the new flow. Open rate was higher, click rate was 14% and not 4%. Purchase rate climbed up to 16.7% from 2.9%. So that's a huge increase. And email 2 also had a higher placed order rate. So this really tells us that, again, quality really matters, and it's not just about the numbers and the conversion rate. You can also see how the list size growth actually slowed down once we started working together, but the client understood it very fast that what matters is quality of the list and actual revenue. So again, the list growth, it slowed down, but the revenue what we generated increased, especially the conversion rate of the new email subscribers. Okay, so that was the biggest part and the toughest part for us. The second section was coming up with the new flows. So we set up a long list of flows, and each were relatively long, so we had enough time to engage people. So first of all, I already showed you the new welcome flow. This is for new subscribers who never purchased before. Secondly, we set up a new customer upsell flow. They already had a post-purchase flow, but that was more like transactional. It didn't really focus on upselling more items. And then we set up the returning customer flow, because the new customer flow, everyone can see it only once when they purchase for the first time. Returning customer flow is for the second purchase. And then we have a VIP customer flow, which is for those guys who purchase above a certain lifetime value. So besides, we also had a win-back flow. So this is for lapsed subscribers after 90 days who haven't purchased for 3 months. And depending on what you sell, your purchase cycle can be longer, can be 6 months. If you sell furniture, jewelry, even 1 year. But yeah, win-back flow, it's important. And then, the obvious ones like abandoned cart flow, abandoned checkout flow. Many people, they don't know the difference, but checkout is when somebody is on your checkout page, they subscribe and then they leave. Cart is before that, when they put an item into the cart and they leave before they check out. So it's different. And then we have the browse abandonment flow, which is another stage of the buying journey. So this is before they add anything to the cart. They are on the product page already and they leave. And if we have their email, we can just email them. So these are all different. And then also, actually, I need to differentiate between a welcome flow for mobile and a welcome flow for desktop. So yeah, we differentiated the two, but only because to measure data better. So yeah, these were the 9 flows that we set up in the first few weeks for this brand. And this was the main reason, together with the lead gen method, why we could grow from 6% to 20% plus just in a matter of 1 month with this brand from email marketing. And then the third step was campaign management. And this is something that we've been doing for this brand for years. That's why we are hitting around 30% coming from email at this point. So I think one of the biggest mistakes is that guys, they want to sell immediately to cold audiences. And instead, you should rather send content to them, trust building emails to really warm them up. And once they open your emails regularly, and you can use segmentation strategies in Klaviyo to see that, then you can send them sales emails. So you want to be strategic about this. And this is why you want to have a similar email campaign calendar like this, which is, let's be honest, super simple. You just need an Excel sheet or, a Google sheet. You write down the names of the days, during the week or the dates of the month, and then you just write down what you will send to which segment. But basically, you want to send out content, trust builder emails, 2-3 times a day for this size of an email list, around 100K email subscribers, and then around 1 promo emails per week. And then also you want to have a major sales event every single month. If it's November November, it's very obvious, it's Black Friday, but every month you want to have a sales event. And that's really it. You want to use good segmentation strategies. We typically use the engagement-based segmentation for most e-commerce brands, up to around 100,000-200,000 email subscribers. Beyond that, you can get into RFM and purchase history, LTV-based, all kind of sexy, segmentation types. But below that, just keep it simple, focus on engagement. So this is how we could increase their numbers further and really be above $200,000 coming from email marketing. So just to recap results here, we could grow from 6% to 24% of email revenue just in a matter of few months, from $35,000 coming from Klaviyo to $200,000 plus. And actually in 9 months, it was $1.2 million added to this business, which is already, it was $5 million in total sales. So Klaviyo was a big win, not even mentioning that this is a really cheap channel for getting more purchases because you don't have to spend on ads. You just spend on the software and your team, and that's really it. You will increase the lifetime value. Returning customers, they have a higher order value in most cases. They trust you much better, so you don't spend more on acquisition. So the profit of these purchases is usually higher than new ones coming from your ads. So when I tell to people that email is one of the best channels to grow and scale your e-commerce brand, and many people, they laugh at me, guys, this is why it is. And if you have an e-commerce brand, you already have a list, you want to grow that brand, you want to hit minimum 30% coming from email and SMS marketing, then don't sleep on this, guys. Go to the description, feel free to request call with me. Let's talk, let's see if my team, we can help. We have more than 200 e-com brands in the past 7 years. We generated more than $100 million for them at this point, or God knows where we are now, to be honest. So yeah, reach out, let's talk, and happy cash flow, guys.